Am I the only one that didn't know how tough solo camping could be? Join me on a 3-day wilderness adventure. Day 1 started with setting up camp. The first rule of living alone in the wild: a good campsite. I picked higher ground, cleared debris, and set up a simple tent. And always keep firewood nearby. It's your lifeline out here. Next, I needed food and water. Survival is simple: food, water, and shelter. But simplicity takes effort. I collected water from a nearby stream and filtered it using a DIY purifier, charcoal and cloth. Foraging for edible plants and catching a small fish wasn't easy, but every sip of clean water felt like a victory. The hardest part? The silence. No phone, no people, just you and your thoughts. The wild tests your patience and your courage. At night, I sat by the fire surrounded by the sounds of the wild, wolves howling, crickets chirping. Each morning the wild felt less like a challenge and more like a home. I woke up to the sound of birds, boiled water for tea, and journaled my experience. It teaches you to slow down, to listen, to live. After 3 days, I packed up my gear, leaving the campsite clean. Walking away, I realized something important. The wild isn't just a place, it's a teacher. Could you live alone in the wild? Try it, it might change your life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below, what's your biggest fear about camping alone? Setting up camp was more than just pitching a tent. It was about creating a safe haven in an unpredictable environment. I had to think about the wind direction, potential rain, and even the wildlife that might wander by. The higher ground was crucial to avoid any unexpected flooding, and clearing debris ensured I had a clean, flat surface to sleep on. The simple tent I set up was my fortress, my little corner of civilization in the vast wilderness. Firewood was another essential, not just for warmth, but for cooking and even for a sense of security. The crackling fire was a comforting sound, a reminder that I had control over at least one element in this wild environment. Gathering firewood became a daily ritual, a task that grounded me and gave me purpose. Water was a constant concern. The stream nearby was a blessing, but it wasn't just about scooping up water and drinking it. I had to purify it, make sure it was safe. The DIY purifier I made with charcoal and cloth was a lifesaver. It took time and effort, but the reward was clean, drinkable water. Foraging for food was another challenge. Identifying edible plants required knowledge and caution. Catching a fish was a small triumph, a testament to my growing skills and adaptability. The silence was both a blessing and a curse. It gave me time to think, to reflect, but it also brought out my fears and insecurities. The nights were the hardest. The sounds of the wild were a constant reminder of how alone I was. But as the days passed, I began to find comfort in those sounds. The howling wolves, the chirping crickets, they became my companions, my nightly lullaby. Each morning brought a new sense of peace. The wilderness started to feel like home. The routine of